face-off for the ages. A trip to championship weekend in the balance. X marks the spot in Hempstead.
Go out there and play Denver Lacrosse, all right? Let's come back in here, moving on to the next round. All right, let's go.
In the blink of an eye, Denver with a response, and we're tied up at 7. French to Jackson with the strike. Let's go! What's up? Great pass, and it's Jackson Morrill again.
The monkey is off their back. They're able to advance.
Let's go. Come on.
Opportunity down low. Look at the muscle, the Hogan and the Cook. The Dane train rolls on.
We have lightning on and off. He can go, or a feet shake. Wow! Does it again! Stir the echoes of 1990.
Earlier today, the Yale Bulldogs punched their ticket to championship weekend. First trip to the semis for Yale since 1990. And the Eli's will get the winner of Denver and Albany, the game you're about to see. From Hempstead, New York, Anish Shroff alongside Quint Kesnick. Paul Carcaterra getting dry. He's down on the field. For Albany, this game has been the obstacle. This has been the hurdle. Fourth trip to the quarters in the last 5 years. They haven't been able to get through to championship weekend.
You cement your legacy with a win and advancing to championship weekend, and no one remembers quarterfinal losers. It's as simple as that. This is the payoff round. This is the day that all these squads have been working for.
And for Denver and Bill Tierney, they have become a fixture now at championship weekend, looking to go there for the 5th time in 6 seasons. But that's all backstory. The opening face-off of this game is going to be titanic. 2 all-time greats.
When you talk about the face-off position, we have 2 young men who have raised the standard of the position. Trevor Baptiste of Denver is a 3-time first-team All-American. T.D. Erlin this and last season has been dominant. He has put up numbers that no one in the history of the game for a single season has.
Move over, Travolta and Cage make way for Baptiste and Erlin.
If you had to design a prototype of a face-off man, Trevor Baptiste is the mold you would use. 5'10", 220 or 30 pounds, quick twitch, power, technique, and then the mind to survive on the island. T.D. Erlin now, as only a sophomore, putting up ungodly numbers. He was 93% in conference this season. His strength is his hand speed, his foot speed, and his background as an outstanding high school wrestler in New York State.
Baptiste considered the greatest face-off man of all time. Erlin having the best season for a face-off man. For more on this matchup, Paul Carcaterra brings in the expert.
Yes, indeed, Anish. An absolute face-off legend in Greg the Beast Grenlian, Team USA face-off man. You know this spot inside and out, and our access is going to be incredible today. You'll be with us the entire game. Trevor Baptiste, T.D. Erlin. What makes these guys great?
TD's an upstate wrestler. He's tough. He's got confidence. He had an amazing season. This isn't going to face him at all. Trevor has experience, so we're going to see which one of those outweighs the other.
They say Trevor's the best ever who's played in college lacrosse at the Face-Off X. How does TD defeat him?
Use his speed, stick his left foot in the ground on the whistle, and get around Trevor to nullify his power advantage.
Ready to do this?
Oh, my God, I've been waiting so long.
Well, we look forward to having Greg with us this afternoon. Albany and Denver, the Great Danes, they had a 6-week run as the #1 team in the country. And Connor Fields got hurt. They lost 2 of 3 at one point. Fields looked healthy last week in a win against Richmond. Meanwhile, Denver had to go on the road in round 1. And they knocked off a hot Notre Dame team as we get the pregame meeting at the Center X.
Vince Lombardi, Coach K, lacrosse's version of the best there's ever been. 7 NCAA titles. This game, this quarterfinal round, it's like a yearly trek for the last 30 or so years. I mean, come on. Big games, been there, done that.
If championship weekend had a permanent home, Bill Tierney would have a timeshare there. Scott Marr looking to get over the hump. It's a loose Albany team. We were at their shoot-around yesterday. A lot of laughs, a lot of smiles. There was a broken window. Somebody hit Seth Tierney's window with a lacrosse ball. Seth Tierney, the Hofstra head coach. Can they bottle it up for 16 minutes and break through to championship weekend? But right now, Goliath, Trevor Baptiste against Tristan David Erlin in one of the most anticipated opening face-offs this sport has ever seen. Round one to the sophomore, T.D. Erlin. And we get a push on Denver. Albany ball.
Spirited wing play, as you'd expect. Baptiste won the initial clamp. Erlin did a terrific job pursuing and putting pressure on.
Exactly what Greg the Beast just said. He got to his feet. That's how he was able to counter that.
Albany, the nation's #1 scoring offense, more than 14.5 goals per game. Denver gives up less than 7.5 goals per game. The #1 scoring defense. Justin Ray, the senior, a 32-game point streak coming into the quarterfinals. Now Sean Eccles. Eccles gets around a pick from Jacob Patterson. Here is Patterson. He's had a sensational sophomore season. Eccles, the lefty laser! And Albany strikes first.
Dane Train comes out firing off the face-off win. Denver plays a man-to-man defense, but it's got a lot of qualities of a zone defense. Alley dodge, throwback. The defense is rotating, and that allows Eccles to plant his feet, and the lefty lights it up.
Derek Eccles, a coach for Albany, Sean's brother, sent me a picture yesterday. On the left, Sean. That's his high school picture from his senior year. On the right, Spicoli from Fast Times. Dead ringer.
Dead ringer. Look at the smile. This team plays with a certain flair. Scotty Marr yesterday playing air guitar in the locker room to the Grateful Dead.
Uncle John's band playing early. And Albany this season 11-0 when scoring first. And they're now 2 for 2 with the face-off X. Here's Kyle McClancy. Over to Ray. To Hogan. Net to Coke. The #1 freshman coming out of high school. And Albany with an early blitz in the first 90 seconds.
You have TD at the face, and you have the chameleon when it comes to midfield playing college lacrosse, and Kyle McClancy. He's old school, plays defense as we see this in a super slow-mo. Erlin wins the clamp, second face-off of the game. And then McClancy, the wing work. It's a 3-man game at the face-off X. And then it's money in the bank. Dahoga Nanticoke, you saw the subtle step upfield and then the quick snap of the wrists.
Tell you, once again on that loose ball, Erlin was physical with Baptiste. He almost did like a hip toss and shucked him off the ball.
Baptiste has 50 pounds in this matchup. Everyone in the building locked in on the face-off X. And T.D. Erlin now 3 for 3. Erlin to Ray. Watch out for the long pole, number 10. That's Troy Ray, Justin Ray's brother. Justin's got the ball, and Troy had a hat trick last week. Here comes Justin Ray against Nick Phillips. He'll isolate the shorty.
The lead is...
Shot in the goal, and there's Troy Ray, brother to brother. The Dane train rolling from the get-go.
Carbon copy of a week ago. Bill Tierney's got to use the early timeout. You watched it on film, now you know what it feels like. The early lead is critical in this game because of tempo, Anish. The Dane train wants to run. Denver wants to possess and play methodically. Down 3-0, you can't play that style anymore.
A timeout by Bill Tierney after Albany puts up 3 goals in the span of less than a minute. T.D. Erlin, 3 for 3 against the greatest face-off man of all time. And the Dane train has its sights set on Foxborough.
If there was one thing I could take about Trevor is probably just his strength.
He exits well. He exits very well.
He's big, he's heavy, but he carries that weight well. And he's not clumsy or anything, he's an athlete.
Like when he rotates and pops the ball out, it's always like right here on his head, you know, so it transfers nicely from the back of his stick to the front of his stick.
I mean, he's a competitor, and I love that about him. I respect that about him, and I think that's one of the reasons he's so good.
Mutual respect between the two face-off artists. But, Kark, these two want each other as well.
Oh, they do. With the Beast right now, Erlin 3, Baptiste 0. What are you seeing so far?
So what we're noticing, both of these guys are realizing the exact same thing at the same time. Every time Albany wins a face-off, it could directly correlate to a goal. And for TD, that is a huge rush of confidence. And for Trevor, that's a huge weight on his shoulders right now. And we're going to see how each of those guys use that momentum.
Technically, what are you seeing from TD?
TD's doing exactly what he had to do. He learned from past mistakes. He's sticking that left foot in the ground, and he's trying to get around Trevor immediately. Trevor can't use his weight advantage to crush down on the ball because TD's getting to his right shoulder quickly.
And it's number 4, the 4th face-off. Always anticipated when two of the best going at it.
Referees letting them go here. There's really no adjustments.
Face-off violation on Baptiste, so Erlin 4 for 4. We wondered how Albany would fare with diminished possessions in this game because we assumed Baptiste probably would have the advantage. He has not lost a face-off battle in his junior and senior years. But if Albany gains the possession advantage, Denver can't keep up with this offense.
Well, on paper, they have the #1 scoring defense in the country. I like their close defense. They're long, physical, and rangy. I don't trust their midfield defense, and I certainly don't trust their goaltending.
Denver without one of its best poles, Sean Mayle, ruled academically ineligible late in the season. Save made out of the cage, and now the goalie way out, getting tied up. Alex Reddy nearly got into a tangle, but Denver gets it back, and this would be the Pios' first possession. It's a methodical offense, but Bill Tierney told us yesterday there may be more opportunities in this game to hunt early.
Well, they're going to be organized. They're going to have great structure. They're going to possess and grind deep into possessions. I need to see some scoring from guys not named Austin French and Ethan Walker, two attackmen who have combined for 42% of their goals. Somebody else needs to emerge.
The freshman who has it now, Ted Sullivan, 33 for Denver. Had some moments late in the season. Now French, the quarterback. Ambidextrous attackman. Up top to Joe Reed, a pretty good outside shooter. Out of California, here's Reed. They'll attack McClancy. Albany relies on a lot of two-way middies. Now French. Turned away by J.D. Colarusso, who's been sensational in goal this year, saving almost 60% of his shots.
Colarusso got off to a great start up in the Dome week 1, and he's just kept it rolling ever since.
That was the big statement game by Albany early in the year, a 15-3 road win at Syracuse. Kark, your keys for the Dane train.
Fields, the facilitator, 5 in white, Connor Fields. Limited with the right knee issue that's plagued him the last month and change, but he's still a player that can deal. And then press the perimeter. These Denver guys can shoot outside.
Nanticoke hit the crossbar off the feed from Ray, who's got a couple of early assists. And the ground ball scooped up by Denver. Here comes Dylan Johnson. Johnson throws it away, and Denver gives it right back.
The guys in white want to play fast and can. Denver not in their comfort zone, running end to end without Sean Mail, their talented long pole midi.
He was the transition Q. I mean, that guy not only was a lockdown defender, but one of the best shooters on the team with a long stick. You always had to account for him. A lot like Troy Ray, 10 in white for Albany.
You see in Denver now defensively, they're not going to play the invert at all. They don't even go behind the goal. They just wait on the goal line, and so you get into a lot of those hung situations. You'll see that throughout this game.
Here is Connor Fields, second all-time in Division I in career points, behind only former teammate Lyle Thompson. Missed a few games with a knee injury. He's been playing hurt. Now to Hogan Nanticoke. A freshman, a combination of strength, vision, creativity, like a minotaur out there. Nanticoke, that's a bull dodge. He just missed wide.
Lacrosse, the creators game, started as a game played amongst the animals, and if Lyle Thompson was the eagle, well, Nanticoke's either a bear or a buffalo.
He's like a triceratops with his strength. Ray, Fields behind the back. Here's Ray, a couple of helpers so far against the shorty, Phillips.
Denver double polling the midfield. You have 4 long poles on defense and 2 short stick midfielders. They're choosing to put one of those midfield defenders on Ray, 11 in white, and attack him.
Here's Ray, found his twin brother Troy for the last Albany goal. And again, there's Denver comfortable.
Passive. Now the refs are going to have to think shot clock. So this is a strategy that plays into trying to get a clock on the offense. I don't like rewarding the defense for being so passive. I think the rule is faulty.
Ray faked the pass, now gives it to Fields. Looking to send it back to Bergmaster. And it's over and back, Denver ball. First turnover for Albany. Here comes Austin French. Colton McCaffrey now, senior out of Parker, Colorado. And Ethan Walker, the Big East Player of the Year, fastest to 100 points in the history of Denver lacrosse.
I like the communication early in this possession by Albany's defense. Stone Sims, Matt Perla, and Eric DeLuey getting their matchup straight. They were out of sorts there for a second, and you could see them talking to one another. It's the most improved unit on this Albany team, this defense.
Quint, what are your keys for Denver?
Well, I think they've got to make this a half-field game and just grind long possessions, take away Albany transition, and then offensively, as I was saying, who's going to step up?
Sullivan hit the pipe. And it's picked up by Matt Perla, the junior from outside of Buffalo.
Gentlemen, you mentioned that defense, super improved. One of the strengths of the team now. It used to be their weakness, but Eric DeLuey, one of their top defenders, 37 in white, working on a left hip flexor area.
And for all the talk of Denver's scoring defense, Albany's got the number 2 scoring defense in the country to go along with the number 1 scoring offense.
Yeah, now there are comparisons.
I know, context is important.
Possession-based stats are different. Now both of these teams play defense very little, let's say, because of their dominant face-off bend.
Face-off battle today was the headliner, and so far it's been all Albany. TD Erlin 4 for 4. Fields. Guarded by Colin Squires. Eccles plays catch with Zach Wolf. Shot clock against Albany. Wolf down the alley. Back to Eccles. And Albany turns it over, trying to send it back. Albany scored 3 goals in the span of 56 seconds. Rain starting to come down after a little bit of a let-up. We had a lot of rain in that first quarterfinal, especially in the second half. One that only saw 3 goals, the last of which was an empty netter.
Conditions are a huge factor. 8 goals in that game scored in the first quarter, very few after that.
Next time we get down with Park and Greg Gorenley, I'd like to know how the face-offs are impacted by the weather. Nate Morano. Now Walker. Doesn't need much room to get his shot off. Walker streaking toward the cage. And Ethan Walker gets Denver on the board.
Hey, let's go, D! Let's go! There we go!
With DeLuey on the sideline, Connor Filipowski, 47 in white, fills in. And this is a situation where a nice pick is set up top. You see the contact, no switch. Basically, the on-ramp to the goal is given. And Walker, who is a sensational shooter, takes it inside with not a white jersey in sight.
48 goals now for Ethan Walker, 3rd nationally behind Justin Gutterding and Ben Reeves.
Field level here with Greg the Beast. Anish up in the booth wondering the weather conditions, how wet it is.
Perfect counter by Trevor.
Baptiste shooting high.
Huge trail check. Wow, that would have really got Trevor going on that. Yeah, the weather conditions are tough. I mean, obviously, when you exit with the ball, the catching of the ball when the mesh is still kind of watered, like wet and still pocketed, it's tough because it bubbles. You want that pocket to kind of drop in for you. So it's interesting to see how you guys can tell both these guys when they're exiting, they're trying to catch the ball up tight near to their chin, and the other guy's getting to his feet really well. We haven't had a clean exit without one of them being on the other person's hip yet. They're doing a great job getting their feet. They know that the weather's going to make it tough for each of them to catch.
The exit being the portion of the face-off kind of after the ball has been directed in a certain direction. So there's multi-layers or facets of the actual face-off act. There's the whistle portion, there's the clamp or plunger or rake portion, and then there's the exit and escape.
Greg Gorenley, a star at Penn State, considered the best face-off man in the world right now. And a guy who has worked a lot over the years with Trevor Baptiste. He'll be with us for the broadcast on the field with Kark to dissect this matchup on a deeper level. Connor Fields from up top against Squires. Fields trying to duck under him. Changing directions, has that brace on that right knee, which caused him to miss 3 games. Now Nanticoke, flag down. Nanticoke against a double. Ball is loose, picked up by Justin Ray. Penalty coming against Denver. Here's Ray, saved by Reddy, and now the penalty.
Nice stop by Reddy on that last weak-angled shot, the way he slammed the door shut, bringing his legs together. It's been an up-and-down season for Alex. Starter early, lost his spot, came back in off the bench in the Big East Final, a loss to Georgetown. Played very well last week, though, on the road at South Bend.
Fields to Nanticoke, too high. Albany on the man up this season, 36%. Jacob Patterson, number 17, 9 extra man goals. That's 4th in Division I. Make it 10.
You hear a lot about Fields. You hear a lot about Nanticoke. This is a budding superstar, Jacob Patterson from Arizona. Anish, you mentioned he had 9 coming into today from an extra man standpoint. There is number 10, and he is lethal. That is his comfort zone, his money spot. When you watch him in practice, he spends so much time shooting from that exact same spot from a muscle memory standpoint, automatic.
Jacob, born in Buffalo, New York. He is a member of the Seneca Nation. Family relocated to Tucson. It was Casey Vach who sent Scott Marr some tape. Said, I got this kid out here. I think he fits what you guys are doing.
He's fit in nicely. Connor Fields took him under Fields' wing last year. And Patterson, especially of late, 14 goals in his previous 4 games. McCaffrey.
This is a rip, a right-handed cannon off a snappy ball movement. Denver strikes before Albany's defense is set. I want you to watch when this ball hits the net, how cool this is. Boom! You see the water spray.
That's Colton McCaffrey, his 12th of the season from Zach Plunder. Top of the goal, 13-1 off the front.
Back to the face-off X. Denver has won 2 in a row after Albany won the first 4. And T.D. Erlin takes this one away. A much ballyhooed face-off matchup. 5-2 in favor of Albany. Jack Bergmaster.
I'm a little surprised, Denise, quite honestly. I thought TD, based on Albany's lack of face-off success against Yale's Connor Mackey, where Mackey won 13-21, I thought Baptiste, because of his size, power, technique, and all the ingredients, could get to 65 or 70% here. That's not the case. TD's ready to go.
Now, when we talked to TD yesterday, he said he went back to the film room, went back to the fundamentals after that game against Yale in preparation for another bigger body he'd go up against, like a Baptiste, at the face-off X. Noah Taylor, the junior, plays it up top. Alex Bergmaster now, 24 in white, younger brother of Jack Bergmaster. Jack, the better defender. Alex, more of the offensive threat as we get a shot clock against Albany. Ray's got a couple of assists. Top side, bouncer. Noah Taylor scoops it up, double teamed, knocked out of bounds. Albany ball, less than 30 seconds to go in the quarter. There's Tehogan Nanticoke, slips, gets back up, using that strength. Feeding Connor Fields, a save made by Reddy. Rebound snatched out of the air by Denver. I thought they blew the whistle. Rundberg wanted to keep going.
They want 15 seconds. Matt Brown, offensive coordinator for Denver, wants 15.
A timing issue instead. Less than 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds. Rundberg all the way, shooting. And off target. A.D. Colarusso was there. Albany takes a 2-goal lead to quarter number 2. In that Baptiste-Erlin matchup, round 1 to Erlin, quarter 1 to Albany.
The NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championships is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And Coppertone. Coppertone Sport is proven to protect.
Welcome back to a wet Hofstra Stadium. The Great Danes 4, Denver Pioneers 2. I'm with legendary face-off man Greg Gurenlian, also known as the Beast. Let's break down a couple of those first quarter face-offs, big fella.
A lot of guys make the mistake of coming down when you lose the clamp and try to rip at a guy's arm. Both of these guys are doing the best counter in lacrosse. Get to your feet immediately when you lose the clamp and start disrupting the exit as your opponent starts to pop the ball out. TD and Baptiste have both stolen a face-off win from the other by getting to their feet quickly, and then when the other person pops the ball out, you get hip to hip, disrupt the exit, steal the ball. That's the best counter in face-offs right now.
Next level stuff, big guy.
That's a great point, Paul. You can lose the clamp, but if you kind of anticipate where the other guy's going to rake it out to, you beat him to the spot.
We get a loose ball push. It's against Denver, so Albany has now won 6 out of 8. Here's Kyle McClancy.
The ground ball aspect of the battle is fascinating as well. TD of Albany, the smaller athlete, closer to the ground, draws the push. It was a little bit of a dive, but Baptiste has been known to ward off and use his free hand. So there are a lot of subtleties and nuances to those ground ball wars.
And Baptiste doesn't need a ton of help, but not having Sean Mail on the wing does impact Denver on the faceoffs.
Sean Mail will be playing for the Chesapeake Bayhawks of Major League Lacrosse. First-round draft choice.
Here's McClancy, a Long Island native.
Great all-around player. 2 ends, defense to offense, transition. He can shoot it on the run or on a set shot. 40 and White has...
Saved by Reddy on the shot from Eccles. And now Zach Runberg, who transferred from Delaware, gets away from Troy Ray.
Alex Reddy's a junior from Pennsylvania. It's been fertile grounds for college goaltenders for about a decade. Eye, thumb, ball. You want to keep that thumb at eye level, directing at the shooter, and drive the top hand and head of stick to the ball.
Austin French, the quarterback of this Denver offense. Bill Tierney, who won 6 championships at Princeton, turned this offense to Matt Brown. And as Connor Cannizzaro explained it to me a few years ago, the thesis is pretty simple. It's playing in the gray. There is a loose outline of a plan, and then every option leads to multiple options. Sullivan shoots wide, and essentially the trust is within the players to make the right decisions within that gray area.
When Denver's playing good offense, they get top side of their man to the paint. They drive to the inside or feed the inside. And then when the defense collapses, they capitalize on the backside. Top side, inside, backside.
Sullivan, the bouncer. The freshman from Tucson, his 8th goal of the season. And after an early 3-0 run by Albany, it's now 4-3.
Lefty had a breakout game against Villanova, and the light bulb went on. Number 92 on the freshman top 100 list. It starts with defense and a save, extra credit for the catch, and then a clear out where that entire half of the field is vacated for the lefty Sullivan. Tucson finished up his high school career at Deerfield in New England, and boy, he's come on in the second half of the season. He wasn't even on our boards early in the year.
They needed him, too, because the midfield depth took a hit. Danny Logan, who was an offensive midi at the beginning of the season, now back to being primarily a D midi. No Drew Sapinski. Connor Donahue missed 4 games with an injury. We'll see Donahue today, but in a limited role. Baptiste. Baptiste is no Fogo. 7 goals on the season.
What's Fogo stand for?
Face off, get off.
I thought it was fear of getting old.
For some.
And there'll be a cat and mouse game between Trevor Baptiste and TD Erlin when one of them wins. It's the substitution game. They'll play cat and mouse, but also both of these guys can go to the rack. I mean, they've scored goals throughout the course of the season. Looks like Erlin probably has the edge in terms of endurance, but Trevor Baptiste can let it fly.
29 career goals for Baptiste, who played box lacrosse in the off-season and didn't take a single face-off. He worked on doing that, becoming more of an offensive threat. It'll stay with Denver.
See that move by Baptiste, though?
It was good.
Big time, yeah. Nice face dodge.
Why?
Stayed north-south and didn't decrease his angle. The dude knows what he's doing.
Size mismatch. Yeah, Clark, the size mismatch is more pronounced in settled sets, dodging against TD, than it is on grounders.
Baptiste and Erlin sub off. Sullivan and Alex Bergmaster in for Denver and Albany, respectively. Now McCaffrey. Here's Colton Jackson, a junior who was an All-American last season. Now Joe Reed down the alley. Reed, and we've got a tie game.
Austin French, Ethan Walker, Colton Jackson. Those are the headliners every time you play Denver. Can we stop these 3? So for Denver to make a run and advance the championship weekend, guys like Joe Reed, who only have 12 goals on the season, need to go to the rack and attack short sticks. That's exactly what he does against Bergmaster. And instead of continuing down the alley with his left hand, the last second switches to the right, increases his angle by about 3 feet.
Q, Bill Tierney told us that this is not a great dodging team, but he felt he had some matchups in this game.
You've seen it, back-to-back goals, unassisted Sullivan and Reed, where the flow of the offensive pattern creates all sorts of space.
And now Baptiste wins another faceoff. This is where Denver can suction the momentum. Troy Ray knocked it out. Baptiste recovers, and Bill Tierney calls a timeout to salvage the possession with 10:24 to go in the first half. Albany scored the first 3 goals of the game. Then the Lombardi of lacrosse called a timeout. It's been 4-1 Denver since.
Chris Cotter in studio with Ryan Boyle, Matt Ward. Halftime coming up in just a little bit. Denver got down 3-0 in the first minute of this game, but they really fought back, though, nicely.
Yeah, they started to win, about half of the face-offs and offensively individual efforts, a lot of unassisted goals. They've kind of picked up their play here in the second quarter.
You see Denver defensively really trying to beat up Connor Fields, kind of held in check thus far so far today.
The 3 of us will see you at the half. Until then, back to a soaked Hempstead and the rest of the first half, guys.
Hey Chris, thank you. We'll see you in about 10 minutes and 24 seconds of game time. Face-off battle, slightly in favor of Albany, a little more exaggerated in the first quarter. Denver on a 4-1 run to tie this game, and the Pioneers have the ball. The winner of this game will get Yale in Foxborough. Bulldogs advancing to championship weekend with a win against Loyola earlier today. Two more quarterfinal games tomorrow as there's a man down for Albany.
It's a big deal. Clark was saying earlier how Eric DeLuey, the junior from New Jersey, a starter on Albany's defense, and their best man-for-man cover guy was dealing with a hip injury.
Exactly, Q. I saw the trainers working on that left hip area, massaging him and trying to get him back on the field, which obviously he was able to, but it looks like he's holding that same area again. And this guy has awesome feet.
Yeah.
He's the guy that you want matched up against Austin French. He's the quickest guy. Ethan Walker is the most deadly shooter, but
behind the
French
cage
is the guy.
Right there, you see something happen. You see him reaching for his left hip. Junior from New Jersey was here at the game, Anish. His first Albany game as a fan when he was a junior in high school was that Albany lost to Notre Dame. He told me yesterday, it was awesome, it was crazy. Played a lot of long stick in high school, and then freshman year, due to an injury down below, they moved him down to close for the Drexel game. He's been the starter since. Serious cat. He is a serious dude. This is a major loss for Albany if he can't play.
Oh, yeah. He's the strongest guy on the team, too, Quint. I mean, bench presses 375 pounds, squats almost 500.
Connor Filipowski takes his place, and DeLuey, a two-time all-conference selection, to the sideline. Also terrific in the classroom, 3.94 GPA in business.
Not much of a cook, though, he told me.
Nobody's perfect. Here's Tim Sullivan. He's got a goal. Skip pass, Colton Jackson, and Denver with its first lead.
That baby gets a reaction from the bench. They're organized, they have wonderful structure, and right now they're dissecting the Danes. This righty rip. Credit the skip pass right there across the top of the defense. The guys in white recover from inside out, but they're on the scene too late. And that is a cannon, liquid smoke from Colton Jackson.
That's the one guy you cannot from the outside if you're playing Denver. Plant his feet and giddy up. And Greg, this face-off right now in this battle, you're seeing things change. How?
A couple, the first punch thrown by Albany, it was 4-0. This place felt like an Albany home game. And all of a sudden now, Denver's proven in their offense they can score. TD has lost a few faceoffs. Trevor's on a roll now. He's feeling himself. He's staying out in offense. This place feels like an absolute neutral UFC match right now. It's crazy.
Love it.
Almost even now on faceoff, 6-5 in favor of Albany, but the Great Danes won 6 of the first 8. Baptiste loses Erlin. Baptiste on the doorstep. His pass intercepted by Troy Ray. Troy Ray, the heart and soul of this Albany team. He's been growing his hair since his freshman year, and he convinced his head coach, Scott Marr, to grow out the hair this year.
Troy Ray, senior from Rocky Point, which is out here on Strong Island. No haircuts in 4 years. Former midfielder, Anish, until 9th grade. He's the heart and soul of this Albany team. One of the leaders, a huge New York Jets fan. He's got Klecko jerseys and Pennington jerseys, Revis jerseys. Only recruited by Albany and Sacred Heart.
Connor Fields behind the back pass to Nanticoke. Fields has been quiet so far.
Hey, Q.
Yeah.
These Denver D guys like to swing, man.
Yes, sir. That's good in the playoffs because the refs are a little
watch this.
Hesitant.
They're going to bang.
Tahoga. Yeah. You want to hit him?
Yeah, you can bang on my elbows all day.
Oh, man, he's fun to watch. Number 1 in white. From Six Nations, Ontario. Top player coming out of high school, the America East Rookie of the Year. He likes the contact, Paul.
You want to bang? Don't bang the bull, man. This guy grew up playing indoor box lacrosse and actually initiates contact. I've spent some time with him this season. He told me he loves when defenders get aggressive with him. You're playing to his strengths because then he puts that power behind him. And you saw that. Backpedaling defenders, time and room, high cheese.
230-pounder from Six Nations, Ontario. Number 1 player in the freshman class. Iroquois Nationals team. Power, IQ, stick, creativity.
One of 7 Native Americans on this team, following in the footsteps of the great Lyle Thompson and Miles and Ty Thompson.
And he looks great, Anish. You know, we covered Paul and I covered the Under Armour All-America game last June, I'd say. He was a little, big. You see him yesterday at practice?
Oh, solid as a
Holy
rock, man.
mackerel.
He's a man.
The shoulders, the torso, the muscle. Now, he has changed his body and looks like a man.
And oh, by the way, a freshman.
Power.
Connor Fields yesterday at shoot-around raved about Nanticoke's ability to catch anything that's close to his radius. Great hands to Hoga, crediting his box lacrosse background. Here's Jackson against McClancy.
This is a great matchup. 2 really good players. McClancy plays his angles, and he's got that burst and the speed on defense.
Jackson loses his man, feeds the wing, saved by Colarusso on the shot from Sullivan. Tim Sullivan has had a nice start here for Denver, couldn't get that one. And now Troy Ray to push for Albany. And Ray, the long pole, has a goal today, had 3 last week, and has a
in their DNA of running and gunning. You'll see him in the open field make spectacular plays.
Here's Nanticoke using that strength, draws the double. There's Fields, that one turned away.
Like that, give him time and room. That's where he scored 60-plus goals his freshman year with Lyle Thompson, playing on that high crease.
Fields 4 goals away from 200. He'd be the 3rd person in Division I history with 200 goals. Eccles.
Shot by number 30, Sean Eccles.
Troy Ray there again to back up. Now Fields, poked by Squires. You can tell Fields has lost a step with his quickness, but he finds Eccles, and the anticipation and the vision has not left him.
The Dane train's got a host of fans here. What stands out about Fields, he's dodging on one leg, so he can't put a ton of weight on the braced leg. But the defense, for some reason, respects him. That's a brutal slide. You see the defensive reaction like, hey, what are you doing? I had him. I didn't need help. Paul, we were discussing last night at dinner, back when I played, defenders used to kind of go at it after a goal like that. There's an ego and a badge of courage, like, don't slide to me. I got the guy covered.
Exactly. I have my man, but the heart of Connor Fields is amazing. He's playing on one leg, but he's got the heart of a lion and the hands of an absolute magician.
Baptiste, meanwhile, has won 4 face-offs in a row. Erlin gets this one for Albany. Then lost it. It's picked up by Denver. Danny Logan with a terrific 2-way midi.
How do you stat that one, Anish?
You win the face-off, you lose possession. And, Paul mentioned Albany having to do a lot of work in the 6-on-6. When they had that 3-goal blitz earlier, Paul, those were off of face-offs.
Exactly. And that's their DNA, too. And their defense, Quint, has become so much better because of T.D. Erlin and the rest that he gives them.
They're not going to get that today, though.
No.
And that's the challenge. Tactically, defensively, physically, defensively, and emotionally. We're going to have to win a game with our defense, not our Fogo getting us possession.
Absolutely.
That's different.
Sullivan, he's got some quickness, draws the slide. Reed. Saved by Colarusso.
Wow, those wing dodges are generating offensive gold.
Good shots.
Good shots, nice angles. Albany For whatever reason, Troy Ray's at X on French. He doesn't want to leave, so it's really on an island from the wing.
There's Sullivan against Jack Bergmaster. Sullivan gets the step. Stone Sims kicks it up ahead. Ball is still loose. Ethan Walker gobbles it. He'll play it back, but it's to Albany and to Justin Ray.
Number 11, Justin Ray.
This is where Albany's dangerous because their midfielders play two ways.
You watch them practice, it's a lot of up and down work. True old school two-end midfielders. Guys who can run a shift to D and then transition to O.
He'll trap your offensive players out on the defensive end.
They'll keep poles like Troy Ray. 10 and white out there. Now they're able to play 5-on-5 because of the sub game. Colton Jackson denying Troy Ray the ball. This is a 5-on-5 set.
Here's Connor Fields. That one's picked up in front by Sullivan. Oh! Sullivan goes down. Chucks it downfield. Ground ball comes to Perla.
Wow, he got ambushed by Ray.
Now Bergmaster.
He didn't see Troy Ray, Anish.
Troy Ray saw him.
Here we go.
Yikes.
Clean, too. I love it. No cross check. Didn't lead with the forehead or the helmet.
1 goal lead for Albany. We come up on 2 minutes to play in the first half. Albany scored the first 3 goals of the game.
Utah!
Denver answered
Utah!
with a 5-1 run. Justin Ray. A point in 33 straight games. Here's Ray.
Go on! Drive, we're good, we're good!
Albany's got to set a pick for Ray and change the matchup. Go big, little. And get some switches.
Being physical with Fields. Shot clock on Albany. Good defense there by Squires. Nanticoke off the nifty pass from Fields. 25 to shoot.
That's sick, gentlemen. Getting pounded, backhand to Nanticoke, catches a tough pass. That's Albany.
20 to shoot. Flag coming against Denver. Now Eccles. Bouncer turned away by Reddy.
Number 38, Sean Eccles.
Interference against Denver.
I am May. I am mad.
Bill Tierney. I had one coach tell me earlier this year, if Tierney is the opposing coach on the sideline, over the course of a game, it's worth at least 2 calls.
Scotty Marr yesterday said he's going to put up his hand to his head just not to look down the bench at what's going on the other side. And it takes a lot of discipline. He recognized that, Scotty did.
Greatest coach in the game, 7 national championships. Eccles, save Reddy. Big save by Alex Reddy, his 6th.
That's where you have to go behind the back if you're Eccles. You caught that lefty, you've lost your angle, you're shooting flat. Wrap it around your back. It would be like you had it in your right hand, increasing your angle.
40 seconds to go. Alex Reddy began the year as Denver starter, lost his job to Josh Matt. Came off the bench in the Big East Tournament Final against Georgetown, started last week, and made 10 saves against Notre Dame. Final 20 seconds, and Albany calls a timeout. The winner of this game will face Yale next weekend in Foxborough, Gillette Stadium, the home of the Patriots. And then tomorrow, myself, Quint, and Kark, we head down to Annapolis. Really, we head down today. 2 more games tomorrow, Maryland and Cornell. How do the Terps play Jeff Teat? Duke and Hopkins, the Blue Devils, A little sloppy, but an easy win against Villanova in round one. Hopkins, a great comeback against Georgetown.
We got temps in the mid-80s at Navy Marine Corps Stadium. Freak is today down in Charm City. I want to see the fans out at Navy tomorrow. Come on down, tailgate, come on in. Wear your blue, wear your red. It's going to be a wonderful show.
If you need ticket information for championship weekend, visit ncaa.com/lacrosse. All session tickets start as low as $55. Single session tickets as low as $10. All right, Kark, Albany with the ball, 22 seconds to go. Take us into that huddle.
Well, the obvious guys would be Nanacoke and Fields, so they're going to use Nanacoke actually as the seal guy and a decoy. Watch Kyle McClancy, 40 in white. He's got a right-handed grip and can shoot from the perimeter.
McClancy, a senior captain, was about to go to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute to study engineering and play Division III lacrosse, then changed his mind after a visit to the University of Albany and has become an integral piece of what Scott Marr likes to do with his two-way middies.
Quiet kid, got a 3.96 GPA. You know what made the difference on that recruiting trip? Two things. The family feeling, just that being one of the guys, and that this is a team that accepts different types of student athletes. And then the wings he had at the across the street pub. I've had them. They're pretty darn good. City Line or across the street pub. What's the call, folks?
Oof, man, I'm a wing guy too. You've seen me eat wings, right?
Oh, yeah.
The bone.
20 seconds to go. Here's Eccles. He's got a couple of goals in this first half. Nanticoke's got a couple. Now Fields. McClancy. 5 seconds. McClancy looking for help. Nanticoke on the inside. Nanticoke doesn't count. Did he beat the buzzer? The goal is good. Tahoga. Nanticoke, a first half hat trick.
The Magic, the ball has got to be out of his stick before zeros, just like basketball. Zeros. Goals should be good. It was out of his stick before zeros.
3 goals in the first half for the freshman. Albany takes a 2-goal lead into the locker room. Kark with Scott Marr.
When Tahoga catches the ball, what goes through your mind?
Yep, it's good chances going in. Kid's got unbelievable hands and unbelievable strength, really, to just wait, that defender's all over him right there. And even last week, Richmond tried to tackle him a couple times. It still goes in. Strong kid.
You were concerned about Denver's shooters when we spoke earlier in the week. What's your message to your defense for half two?
Well, we got to try to get in that skip lane. They've thrown it a couple times to Colton on the backside there, number 10, and he can rip it. So we got to figure a way to get to his hands a little bit quicker.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
One more look. The magic hands of Tahoga Nanticoke.
It's out. Ooh, that's awful close.
0.1.
There's no replay in the quarterfinal round. I would side with the fact that I think they got it right.
In football, usually if you can't tell, the call on the field is what you default to. Bill Tierney's team down 2. The Dane train, 30 minutes away from its first trip. About ready for the start of the third quarter in quarterfinal number 2 from Hempstead. Albany, the 2 seed, with a 2-goal lead on the Denver Pioneers. And Schroff alongside Quint Kesnick. Dane train, early 3-0 lead, 5-1 run by Denver. Albany answers to close the half. 3 goals by the freshman Tahoga Nanticoke. What stands out to you?
The face-off battle and all the high-name offensive talent may be great headlines. This game's going to be one with defense and goaltending. Both of these teams are a little uncomfortable having to defend so often because they're used to winning face-offs. At the end of the day, defense and goaltending wins this game.
The face-off matchup was the headliner. Trevor Baptiste, the greatest of all time. T.D. Erlin, having the greatest season for any face-off man. And that's why we have Greg Gurenlian on the sideline with Paul Carcaterra.
He's been amazing from an insight standpoint, Anish, and breaking down that first half between that man right there, Trevor Baptiste, and T.D. Erlin. It's been special stuff from an access perspective. Let's take a look. First half, Greg.
So on face-offs, on every single face-off, both players line up to the ball, not touching the line, hands on the ground, not touching the plastic. The referee deems they're ready to go, puts the ball down, says set, backs out. Then he blows the whistle. And on every single one of these face-offs, both guys trying to get the top sidewall over top of the ball to establish what we call a clamp. Once you have that leverage advantage, then you can work on your exit and get the ball out. This is not an easy task, obviously. You got about 400 pounds battling each other, but what you can notice is as the guy gets the clamp, the opposing player is doing a good job of getting to his feet. You have one step to pop that ball out. You can't run with it in the back of your stick, so both players are trying to intercept the ball as his opponent pops the ball out.
What was your feeling about the wing play in half one?
It's interesting wing play. Both teams have a weird wing play style that's not allowing their own face-off guy to get a fast break, and if he does go defensive exit towards his own goal, he has to run under duress, so I'm not sure what they're thinking on these.
Ready for half two?
Oh my God, let's go.
X marks the spot this afternoon here in Hempstead, and in the first half of this battle royale, slight edge to T.D. Erlin, who came in having won 83% of his faceoffs. Trevor Baptiste at 77% coming into play. Erlin on pace to break the single-season all-time record. And there is Kark and Greg. Best view in the house for the faceoff.
How do you like this view?
I love this view. This is a lot. It doesn't hurt as much as when I'm on the field. But this is money right here. Clamp, battle, gain leverage, and then they're going to look for the exit. Trevor looks for his exit. And TD did a great job of getting to his feet to battle it. See, and that's it. That's the whole thing in a nutshell.
T.D. Erlin going quickly. Kyle McClancy, Justin Ray, and once again Albany, when they win the face-off, Quint, it triggers their transition. That was a key early on.
Mosh pit. Shake it off, worry about the next one if you're Alex ready. But the subtle play here is T.D. Erlin diving to make a check on Trevor Baptiste as he's about to scoop this ball up. It was Baptiste who won the draw, who raked the ball to space. But Erlin, pursuing him, makes a diving effort to keep the ball alive. His teammate comes up with it, and the Dane train rolls. Watch it again, right here, there, that play makes the goal.
It's a great point, Quint. And Justin Ray is the point man for Albany for a reason. You think of Nanacoke, you think of Fields and all the goals they score. It is such a luxury having Justin Ray as your point guy there who can spray it from downtown.
Baptiste wins this one. Erlin all over him, and we get a flag. Rundberg can't handle the pass. Walker recovers, has Rundberg. Baptiste, he'll fire and score!
Trevor Baptiste, don't call him a Fogo. Anish, you mentioned this summer he played box lacrosse. There was one rule. He wasn't allowed to face off the entire summer. This guy can shoot the rock, can spray it from deep. It is a serious issue for opposing teams' defenses when 230 pounds is staring down a goaltender with high heat. Yeah, you know about the make it, take it. How about planting rip, number 9?
His career trajectory, his path is fascinating. Starting as a youth swimmer, picking up lacrosse late on his timeline. It was a hobby at first, something he enjoyed as a diversion to competitive swimming. And he started facing off, and he got good. He got good fast. Franklin Marshall was an offer, and Denver found him very late in the recruiting process.
Imagine Trevor Baptiste taking face-offs in Division III.
He's got the key traits you look for. It's a fast twitch, the power, technique, toughness, usage of the wings, and that last aspect, the stick, to be a real lacrosse player, and that's what he is.
And Quint, you mentioned too, started facing off late. That's actually a luxury for him now. He's got a ton of tread on his tires still, where a lot of these guys are starting to become face-off specialists in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. He didn't start till 10th grade.
The #1 pick in the MLL draft, a 2-time Tewaaraton finalist as a face-off man. He's going to be a 4-time first-team All-American. Well, maybe not. Maybe TD gets that spot this year. We'll save this Kark. But I got to know, Gorenlian versus Baptiste, right? Isn't that what we want to see? Isn't that the sequel?
We're not going to see it, though, Kark.
Maybe Greg would come out of retirement MLL to get one last lick for the New York Lizards and face Trevor one-on-one.
Nanticoke ready with a save. Rebound out in front. And picked up by Johnson. 7 saves for Alex Reddy.
Good one off the right elbow.
Clear for Denver.
Albany had scored 4 in a row before the Baptiste goal. It's been a game of runs. 3-0 Albany, then Denver scored 5 of the next 6. Albany has scored 4 of the last 5. Colin Rutan now, the junior from California. Here's Austin French.
Quint still no Eric DeLuey. 37 and white, not back in the game.
47 starts down below Connor Filipowski.
Colton Jackson against Bergmaster. Jackson to step. Too much speed. When will Denver go? Shot clock.
Clock is on.
Ethan Walker. Walker turned away. And the flag down.
Walker and French, Austin French, have been too quiet for the Pios.
Albany penalty number 34, Matt Perla.
Cross-check against Matt Perla, the junior from Orchard Park. So
Time of the
Denver
penalty, 3:31
with the extra
of the
man
third.
for a minute, and this is one of the better extra man units.
Woo. Off with your head.
51% on man up. Walker's got 5 man-up goals. There's Colton Jackson. Now Connor Donahue. Walker. Donahue feeds the wing. Jackson! Extra man goal for Denver. Jackson second. It's 8-7.
Pinpoint passing and a perfect pattern for the Pios. Defense late right there. Jackson's feet are set from about 11 yards. Everything's right on the money with this team on their extra man. It's one cradle and a pass. One cradle and a pass. They don't play with deep pockets, so the ball is in and out of sticks. Looks like Paul Russo got a slight piece of that. And Jackson, a very talented player, his second of the game.
7 goals by 6 different goal scorers for Denver. (9-7) Albany with the face-off advantage. Erlin and Baptiste battling. Baptiste wins another one. He's got 1 goal today. To give you an idea how dominant T.D. Erlin has been this season, in the America East tournament, he took 49 face-offs. He lost 1.
He was 93% in 8 America East games this season.
Absurd.
The only knock I have on TD is 12 times this year he's faced a team whose FOGO ranks 40th or worse. So he has built a gaudy percentage by playing less than average FOGOs.
And there were times, especially last year, there was the Yale game this year, going up against a more established FOGO, Erlin hasn't been as dominant, and sometimes he's had his lunch money taken.
Well, he's 41-3. Meanwhile, Baptiste 63-2-3.
And Baptiste has not lost more than 50% of his draws as a junior or a senior.
When you look at TD has faced 4 games where the teams are in the top 26. That's Maryland, UMass, Yale, and Hartford. He went 3-1. His only subpar game there really was Yale.
And he's 61%, which is still really good.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about guys in the stratosphere right now.
Noah Rack of UMass. You got Shockey and Henningsen, the two-headed monster you'll see tomorrow in Annapolis as the Terps.
Rutan. Pass knocked down by Perla. Denver holds it. Long possessions now for the Pioneers.
And Hartford with Dylan Protesta.
French, goal line extended. Albany contingent wants a shot clock. There it is.
Shot clock is on.
Rutan. Skip pass, knocked down. Filipowski. And Sims will set up the clear.
This Dane Train team, they've captivated a fan base in the capital region of New York. I mean, you saw it last year in the first round against North Carolina. This year, 4,800 for the first round playoff game. It was as big as all the other venues combined, basically.
This is a team that if they were ever able to get on the big stage, and that opportunity could come next week, given their style of play, the characters on this team, they've got the ability to draw in a new audience for this sport, to grow the game, to break a lot of maybe preconceived stereotypes about lacrosse. Connor Fields working. Quint, I'm not sure there's another team in the game right now that embodies the creator's spirit in lacrosse like Albany.
I agree with you. You think about lacrosse, the creator's game, a gift from the creator.
A Native American game as Ray pops one in to make it 9-7.
You talk about style. Right before Justin Ray gets his second of the day, Connor Fields throws a ridiculous fake backhand pass that gets the entire defense heads on a swivel. Quick restart by Justin Ray. And the senior righty from Rocky Point. 21st of the season. Very rarely do you see 11 and white dodge with the left. They're inviting him to go up that left side goal line extended. They dared him. He cashes in. His coach loves it.
Albany head coach Scott Marr to grow his hair out this season. Marr did so, and Marr told me last week the 3 looks that he has with his hair, depending on how wet or how dry. Well, one is the dude from The Big Lebowski. You've got Rob Ryan when it's in true blowout form. And then when it's slick and wet, it's like our colleague, Barry Melrose.
He looks like Barry today with the facial hair and the wetness. Love you, Barry. Hope you're watching. I know you're rooting for the Danes. Barry's got a house in Glens Falls, New York. You know, you talk about Scott Marr and who the biggest impact. You know, I think of his dad, Fred Marr, who passed late last year. I think of Bob Schillinglaw when he was an assistant at Delaware early on in his career. And then, of course, the big man, Dick Adell. Scotty was the offensive coordinator for those really good Maryland teams, 95 finalist, 97, 98. And those 3 men embody what Scott is now as a coach.
You played with him, Quint. What was your impression of Scott Marr during the Hopkins days?
Scott was a talented passer who we were classmates. And anytime I was in a funk, I could look at him during practice and say, Scott, do you mind staying after practice and shooting on me? And he'd be thrilled and glad to do it. And then we'd talk about whatever, whether it was problems, whether it was in the goal, whether it was off the field. He was terrific help for me, a great teammate, talented player. He had 24 assists one year, I think his sophomore year. Yorktown High School and the great roots he has there with that program, Clark, that you know from day one. When he's in 6th grade, he got cut from baseball, ended up walking over to the lacrosse field, and that's how it started.
Lacrosse players in Yorktown get cut in baseball on purpose.
Are they accused of booching it?
No, they just, they want to appease the mom and dad who know nothing about the game, but their friends tell them just go out and get cut.
There's Joe Reed from up top.
This is a key possession for Albany's defense.
Reed, left hand! And Joe Reed with a tally. His second. And Denver again closes to 1.
Think about the wing dodges. Sullivan scored earlier. Joe Reed now has a pair of goals that are almost identical. And Albany's, I said it's a critical possession because in this game, if you can tie together 2 or 3 stops in a row to grow a lead and get by our side of the field for Joe Reed, the senior from California. Great spacing.
Indeed. Look at Joe Reed and Quint. When Ethan Walker and Austin French are quiet, you have to have guys like Sullivan and Reed coming to the party. You're down by 1, and your stars really haven't even shown outside of Colton Jackson.
Well, it looks like Albany's hesitant to leave Walker and French and slide or double team upfield. They'd rather take their chances with Denver's middies. That seems to be the game plan.
The ensemble cast, though, has delivered. Face-offs now 10-9 in favor of Denver. McCaffrey. Baptiste against Erlin on the offensive end. Now Baptiste runs off with Erlin. Midfield now for Denver. Morano, Sullivan, who's got the ball, and to Jackson. Nate Morano, remember last year in the national semifinals, on the 3rd midfield had 2 goals. Here's French. McCaffrey. Again, Walker pick for Walker, but Filipowski recovered. There's Walker again in the pick game. Albany does not come off him. Shot clock, is it coming? There it is.
Shot
Morano.
clock is on.
That alley dodge against the short stick has worked. Morano using his body. Up top, Sullivan, face dodge. Sullivan shooting high, too high. 17
Shot
to shoot.
by number 33, Ted Sullivan.
Sullivan's a good-looking player, Quint. Ten seconds on the shot clock. 5. Morano, goal line extended. Beating Colarusso upstairs. Little Bugs Bunny changeup. And we're tied at 9.
Sneaks this one in under the shot clock. Watch J.D. Colarusso fall for the head and shoulder fake. Your rule as a goalie is eye on the ball in the stick. He drops the head of his stick for whatever reason. Remember in game 1 I talked about how Stover taken away high. Look, he drops his hands. And you leave the whole upper portion of the goal. You can't do that. If in doubt, take away high, stay tall.
The Denver bench responding. Pioneers now with the advantage at the face-off X. 10-9 after Albany won 6 of the first 8. Baptiste and Erlin in a battle. The wings get involved. McClancy has it. Accelerating. McClancy shoots and scores. That has been Albany's best offense today. Transition off of face-off wings.
Tierney has no answer for the speed of Kyle McClancy. This is Albany's DNA. Run and gun. You look at T, gets the initial draw. He gets walloped, no call. McClancy right there on the back end of that draw. And you have to pick him up. But the conflict here, Quint, is if you slide to him, then DeHogan Anacoke's on the doorstep for Connor Fields.
Really amazing shots there of Baptiste. Ice picking Erlin and then getting him on side of the head. The Albany bench wanted the call, no call, but how you play fast breaks now. Justin Ray's the point man. Fields is on the left. Nanticoke's on the right. It's kind of a pick your poison thing.
What are you seeing here, Greg? Mentally, we're getting to crunch time here.
They're starting to figure each other's tendencies out, so you can tell there's been more wing face-off wins than probably the entire game combined within the last 3. And right now, they're both just fighting to try and win a couple in a row.
Some headbutting going on there.
Every
You
single
see,
face-off is an absolute 3-on-3 war right now. It's awesome.
Paul, ask him about the head butting that we saw there and the elbow, uses of the elbow.
How about the head butting and the elbows?
So if you have your helmet over the ball and you've established your position, that's totally fine. You can't bend your knees and then drive your helmet and spear the guy. So neither one of them are doing anything wrong there. As long as their face mask doesn't come in contact with the head or the glove, they're totally fine. The elbow can be on the ground, the elbow can be an inch away from the head, but you cannot use your elbow to push up against the plastic of your own head or your opponent. So they're both really close, but they're totally legal so far.
Tacticians, both of them, as is Greg. 1-goal lead for Albany. Patterson scored a man-up goal today. Now Nanticoke. 3 in the first half. Double team knocks it loose, but Fields is there. Eccles from the wing. That's his sweet spot. A hat trick for Sean Eccles, who had 3 goals in round 1 against Richmond.
Spicoli's got a lefty laser. Keep the ball hot. Anytime it dies in a stick, you got issues. Fields comes to the rescue of Nanticoke, and Eccles, talking to Eric DeLuey, roommate with Sean Eccles, he said Eccles is a handyman. He can fix drywall. took care of a broken fan recently, and he's always had a great outside shot. He's a handyman.
How about the wrists of Shawn Eccles? The snap. It is lightning quick. Some guys really need to cock it back and get their feet set. His are all wrists.
He may look like Spicoli, a little more put together than Spicoli.
Got a tie-dye under his jersey, too, so aloha, Mr. Hand.
He's had the hot hand today. What was the great line?
There we go. We got the call.
You're here and I'm here.
Yeah, it's our time.
It's our time.
Yeah, when Mr. Hand's dealing out the pizza.
Bergmaster with a rocket wide.
That was our first illegal use of the elbow call, Paul, against Baptiste.
Nanticoke now against Dylan Gaines. Denver tried to be physical with Tahoga in the first half, and he likes it. Now just posting up. Now this is the lacrosse version of Charles Barkley. Alex Bergmaster now the freshman who's scored in 4 straight. Here comes Patterson, knocked to the ground. Back to Nanticoke. Albany being patient. Alex Bergmaster. Now it's Fields, the great maestro. Playing on one leg, Fields. Nanticoke couldn't get the shot off. Denver swarmed. Flags are down. And a penalty coming against the Pioneers.
Looks like Dylan Johnson. And I disagree with this call based on live action.
28. Cross check. 1 minute.
Let's see what it looks like in slow-mo. 6'2", 215, USA under-19 team. Dylan Johnson, left to right on your screen. I don't know. Is that a cross-check? He hit him with one hand on the stick. How can you cross-check him? Then Nanticoke punched him in the face.
Albany man up for a minute. We come up on 1 minute to play in this third quarter. And Albany turns it over as, what's the line? Sometimes ball don't lie.
Those sting. Opportunity. The quarterfinals is a great opportunity for any program. The loser will be forgotten about before Tuesday. The winner, legacy solidified, stay alive for an NCAA title, define your senior class.
Clear Denver.
Those championship weekend appearances become benchmarks and bookmarks for your program.
Cement, stamp it, picture in the locker room type stuff.
Denver looking to claw into this 2-goal deficit. 30 seconds to go in the third. Winner of this game gets Yale in Foxborough in the national semis next weekend. Joe Reed. Here's Sullivan. He's been a dangerous dodger today. Sullivan down the alley. Sullivan. That one hit Colarusso in the leg. Colarusso clamps it. 6 seconds to go. Downfield. Nanticoke catches it. Tahoga. Oh! Almost.
Wow.
Like a football wide receiver going out for a Hail Mary catch. Nearly turned in another buzzer beater.
He's shaking his head because he was absolutely being dragged by the Denver defense. Tremendous catch and carry right here. Double teamed, tied up.
Oh, he got hit.
Hit and then late. Tried to buy a call there, I think, by going down.
The helmet is off. Tahoga's got 3. Albany 15 minutes away from its first trip to championship weekend.
The NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championships is brought to you by Coppertone. Coppertone Sport is proven to protect. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If it's the fourth quarter, I'd kind of know the guy I'm going against by then and know what he's throwing at me.
I got to focus on not letting the moment get to me. I just got to go out there and do my thing.
Once I really enter the X and go down, I try not to think about anything.
I just got to stay locked in and dialed. So the biggest thing for me as a face-off guy is don't let the moment get to you. It's just another face-off.
The moment is big right now as we go down to Paul Carcaterra before the opening face-off of the fourth.
You're not kidding, Anish. And Greg the Beast, we just heard from both of these athletes about the fourth quarter moment. TD Ierlan is doing the impossible right now. He's up 12-10 on Trevor Baptiste. What's impressed you the most about TD in this moment?
TD has evolved. He's having a great season, but he keeps continuing to get better. When you watch him on his clamp, it looks different than it has all season. His left foot is planted in the ground, his right toe's locked, and on the whistle, both are pushing off, and he is over-rotating on Trevor. So Trevor's body weight means nothing, because look at how TD is completely to the right shoulder of Trevor. That's the way you beat somebody when they're bigger. And that's exactly what he's done all game, and he's doing it with, like, fierce competitiveness, and I love it.
A hold against Denver. That's TD Ierlan's 13th face-off win, and he is now tied Brendan Fowler's single-season record for face-offs won.
And as Greg points that out, you really see the wrestling background, the feet, the hips, and that body posture, and how TD is strong and agile in some of those uncomfortable positions. He was third in New York State as a senior wrestler, 41-3 overall record.
Patterson, and a shot wide by Ray. Paul, when you get a chance, I want to know from Greg, above the shoulders, what's different about these face-offs in this quarter, in this kind of game?
Will do, Anish. I'm just watching this guy right now, Connor Fields, in this offense with an opportunity.
Fields and a big save by Reddy. Rebound kicked out to Clancy. Now Patterson. Patterson try to get that left hand free. It's knocked away.
That's the matchup, Anish, if Jacob Patterson has a short stick midfielder covering him.
Justin Ray, he's had a nice game. Eccles with a hat trick today. Reddy has stood tall in goal for Denver.
He really has.
Fields probing. He's like Kasparov reading a chessboard. Patterson, that one wide.
Now the number 17, Jacob Patterson.
Patterson's got to be the guy on this possession. 23 goals as a freshman, and then he's really blossomed now as a sophomore. Tucson, Arizona.
39 goals this year with one today. Eccles. Ooh, that low to high from that right wing. That is his money spot.
A similar shot, a little higher. Knocked out Seth Tierney's window here.
I heard that was Eccles' younger brother, Matt. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and gentlemen, that's probably a couple grand on Long Island. It's probably $5 or $6 grand.
Unless you know a guy, right,
yeah,
Paul?
Exactly.
Fields.
You got to move on offense now. You got to cut.
Fields. There's the double. Finds the open man. Ray, saved by Reddy. 9 saves for Reddy. Loose ball in front, and a score! Patterson cleaning up the trash.
Can't believe it. Can't get enough of it. Starting to believe what looks to be an innocuous flip back to the goalie. Gets intercepted right there. In the big games, the little things matter.
Well said, Q. Every ground ball, every moment for a program that has never been to championship weekend. You've always said it, man. All ground balls, all face-offs. We're not created equal.
And the man at the center X with the help of his wings, T.D. Erlin. +3 against the greatest face-off man in college lacrosse in Trevor Baptiste. And if it continues for Erlin, who knows? If he can stay healthy the next couple of years, 2 years from now in May, we might be debating Erlin Baptiste the way our NBA friends are debating Jordan and LeBron these days. Denver down by 3. They have trailed by 3 a couple of times today. It was 3-0. Denver responded with a 5-1 run. Albany went up 8-5. Denver responded with a 4-1 run. Jackson! And there's the response. Third goal of the game for the junior from Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
This guy's a beast. With Albany focusing the majority of the attention on the close attack, with Walker and Frenchwell, there's wiggle room up top. And Colton Jackson, tan and red, doesn't need much. And when he plants his feet, he can let it absolutely fly. 5-hole on Colarusso.
Love the ball reversal. Clark, I love the fact that Jackson was in that set position ready to shoot before even receiving the ball. Heels to the sideline. Stick up. It's a visual game. Ball was right on the money. I mean, he was practically in his shooting motion before he even caught the pass.
The face-offs get exponentially bigger with every score and every passing minute. Picked up by Denver. Logan shooting high. That was a good opportunity. A rare transition chance for Denver. Danny Logan began last year as an offensive midi, then moved to D-midi, back to offense this year, and then switched back to defense because of his versatility.
The tension is already high. We still got 11 minutes. Text a friend, tweet it out. This game's going down to the last possession. It's Albany and Denver, quarterfinals on ESPNU. This, you just get the sense, Anish. I look up at the clock. I'm like, oh, he's still got 11 minutes to go. I'm holding my breath. I can't breathe.
Crazy in the box, man. I'm sitting next to the beast right now. You just feel the tension.
Yeah, you can just feel like if Denver can get one here, you can feel the whole strategy behind everything they're doing is going to change. Albany feels like they had their foot on their throat, and if they give up a goal here, you can feel it slip. It's going to be a whole different ball game if they score here.
Big save. Colarusso comes up with another one. Colarusso stumbles, gets back into goal. Denver still attacking. We come up on 10 minutes to play. A shot that time high by Morano. You get a feeling it's going to come down to a face-off. A heavyweight battle at the X, Erlin and Baptiste, for 3+ quarters. Reed plays it back to McCaffrey. Jackson. Now Morano against Troy Ray.
Possession time.
Denver's comfortable with the shot clock on as Reed slings it wide and high. Denver looking for its 5th trip to championship weekend in 6 years. Bill Tierney went west, and Denver has become a mainstay amongst the lacrosse elite. Albany trying to get there for the first time. 4 years ago on this field against Notre Dame, Albany had a 5-goal fourth quarter lead. And in Notre Dame's 10-man ride, sent the game into overtime. Matt Cavanaugh won it. The following year, Notre Dame clipped Albany again, and then last year Albany fell to Maryland in the quarters. Colton Jackson with his fourth. And every time Albany's cushion gets bigger, Denver fires right back. It's a 1-goal game.
Albany's done a terrific job defending Walker, down low, and French at the attack, at the cost of giving middies some good looks. Troy Ray, 10 and white, somehow loses Jackson. And you see Colarusso, the goaltender for Albany, is getting no reaction out of his top hand. Watch the head of the stick. It never moves. He's got a tomahawk chop that top hand down low to get the head of the stick on Colton Jackson, who is feeling it right now with 4.
Bill Tierney told us early in the season that Jackson needed his potential to go kinetic. He had a nice season last year. They felt he could have been better. They've wanted him to be more assertive.
Take more shots. It's a kid who wrote himself a letter in 8th grade. The dream to play lacrosse at Denver. He's unselfish. He's underrated. Not today.
4 goals, only 4 shots though. Rundberg all the way, sandwiched. Loose ball in front, clamped by Colarusso. And here comes Alex Bergmaster. 9th turnover for Denver.
Danes need to settle here and chew some clock. Their defense is tired right now. We still got 8 minutes to go.
Flag down, penalty coming against Denver.
Offsides. Count up the Pioneer crimson and gold
7
jerseys.
Well, now you might as well stick with 7, right? You got the flag coming. So Albany will attack. Delayed penalty coming on Denver. Danes going 6 on 7. Eccles. Shot clock against Albany. Not as easy when the other team's got 7 out there. There's Nanticoke lowering that left shoulder. Immovable. 3 goals for Tahogan Nanticoke. #1 freshman coming out of high school. Double teamed. Baptiste lost his stick, so he's got to come off now. Nanticoke shoots, and the save made by Reddy. It's a broken stick. And Albany now will go man up, 6:42 left in regulation.
Saw the strength of Nanticoke. That's the 2nd Denver stick he snapped.
Remember when Mariano Rivera would break bats? They need to chart that with Nanticoke.
Yeah, good call.
Red, 25. Both sides, 30-second technical foul. 25 rounds, both sides.
30-second man up for Albany. Great Danes 1 for 3 today, and Patterson is the guy you want to focus on. 17 and white, 10 extra man goals this season, including 1 today. Clancy to Patterson.
Denver pressing out a bit.
Eccles. Now Nanticoke. Patterson to Fields. Fields had Patterson for a minute. There he is. And Patterson cashes in with the extra man.
Left-handed rip. The Tucson native gets up to Albany, struggles with shoveling the snow on the field. One thing we know is he can shovel the rock right here. Catch and shoot. He cuts to the inside, peels to space. Catch, take a look at the goalie, and find rope.
Right here in Hempstead, Albany had a 5-goal lead and saw Notre Dame roar back. The Irish win it in overtime on a Matt Cavanaugh goal, and Albany's season ended in the quarterfinals. The following year, Sergio Perkovic, Matt Cavanaugh and company dashed any hopes of a championship weekend run for Albany with a 14-10 win. Last year in the quarterfinals in Delaware, Maryland steamrolled Albany 18-9. This is the 4th time in 5 years Albany has reached the quarterfinals. The Great Danes have never been to championship weekend in their program history. Scott Marr looking to get his team there for the first time. He needs his face-off man to continue to battle against the game's greatest in Trevor Baptiste. And of course you've got Bill Tierney. He has 7 national championships as the head coach on the opposing sideline, Paul.
Unreal when you think about this moment with Greg the Beast Gurenlian. We know physically these guys do everything at an elite level. Take me above the shoulders right now.
For TD, he came here to start his legacy. He came here to prove that this is where he belongs, at the top of this game, and he's done that. Now it's about winning this game and finishing it off. For Trevor, in the back of his mind, he's not ready to stop playing college lacrosse right now, and that's what he's thinking about. He needs to win faceoffs, but his offense needs to score for him so he can continue to play, and he's looking at the end of his career right now, and he wants to finish strong.
With that last face-off win, slight edge for TD Erlin, 14-13. And Erlin now has won the most face-offs in a season in college lacrosse history.
Got quite a reception and celebration from his mates on the sideline who understand how Albany's defense is tired. And these minutes are huge. You have 2-goal lead, but these minutes of possession will pay off defensively more than anything.
Trevor Baptiste on the other sideline has the most career face-offs won of anybody to play the game. And that matchup, just like Reeves and Spencer in the first game, has matched the hype and the billing. 5 minutes to go. Justin Ray. Now Patterson, 2 goals here in the 4th. Taken away by Matt Jones. Ball is still loose behind the cage. Fields scrapping for it. Jones kicks it out. Who's got it? Rolling toward the near sideline. Fields shovels it back. Nanticoke's got it. And Albany with possession gets a timeout with 4:39 to go. Kark, you saw it firsthand yesterday in practice. You've seen it all season. The great hands of Tahoga Nanticoke and the instincts of number 5 Connor Fields.
Unbelievable. Do you guys remember when Matt Cavanaugh made that incredible play on the end line to break the hearts of the Great Danes? Well, guess what? Matt Cavanaugh was a hockey player growing up too. Had the instincts to make a play with his hands. Look at that by Connor Fields. That is amazing. And Scott Marr knows you can't take these timeouts to the bus with you.
He's asked his team to visualize winning the America East, winning the NCAA tournament. Your thoughts become a reality, he said. Picture yourself holding the trophy, and the little plays like that will help you take a big step towards Gillette.
Meanwhile, Denver, this is a team with 11 seniors that have won a championship in 2015. Only down 2, 4:39 to go. The winner of this Albany-Denver game gets Yale. Bulldogs, first trip to championship weekend since 1990 with a win against Loyola. Tomorrow in Annapolis, Maryland and Cornell. The early game, Duke, Hopkins. A rematch of a first-round game last year, which Duke won big.
Look, Duke's won 3 in a row in the series by big margins. But I get a sense that it's going to be a high-scoring dogfight. Dave Petromalos quotes all week. He told us, we're going to fight him in the parking lot. I mean, you can feel the passion from Coach Petro this week.
And Scott Marr has a rooting interest in that game. His son Kyle plays for Johns Hopkins, and the reason Johns Hopkins is still playing is because Kyle scored 5 goals in the fourth quarter in a comeback against Georgetown last week. Kyle McClancy now wrapping around and giving Albany a 3-goal lead. And now this faceoff is huge for Trevor Baptiste in Denver.
They can taste it. They've had their hearts broken many times. And they're in a great situation right now off the timeout. McClancy, change of direction, using his stick to reach around the defender and give himself some angle. Little snapshot while falling to the ground. You talk about clutch, one of the biggest goals in program history.
Albany has won 14 faceoffs today. Erlin, all of them. Baptiste has taken every draw for Denver. Denver's got 13 faceoff wins. We're now even, 14 apiece. Baptiste all the way, hit the pipe. That's a shot. It will stay with Denver. Baptiste was the heavy favorite despite Erlin's numbers coming into this game. They have battled to a standstill, but the scoreboard says Albany. Reed against Bergmaster. Now Morano against the other Bergmaster, Alex. Too high. And Albany had the backup. Nobody there for Denver. 3:30 to go. Already today, Yale on to championship weekend for the first time in almost 30 years. Albany a little more than 3 minutes away from its first trip. Gaines against Nanticoke. Albany exhibits patience.
It's been impressive all day, Anish. Their willingness to play slow sometimes.
And they've still put up 14 goals, right in line with their season average. Jack Bergmaster playing keep away. Quint, do you just take this till a shot clock comes on? Well, they do. Shot clock is on, 30 seconds to get a shot on goal. Albany's got a 3-goal lead. Do you even try anything here, or do you just roll it into the corner and dare Denver?
Well, you don't have the right personnel on right now if you're going to roll it into the corner.
McClancy scores! It's getting heated near the cage. There's a flag down. It's a 15-11 lead for Albany.
This may be Denver ball here, though, Anish.
Tom McClancy, his third of the game, 29th of the season, unassisted. Top of the goal, 12:52 of the fourth.
Full-time serve.
Unsportsmanlike is the call. Unreleasable penalty.
In the shot clock, that's clean. There's nothing there. It's what happens next. So they're dead ball fouls. No face-off. Denver ball. It'll be a 6-on-5. Dehoga Nanticoke, number 1 in white, comes in late and gets the dead ball foul right there. Matty Palem throws. So opportunity right now for Denver.
Denver 51% with the extra man. Down 4, 2 minutes to go. French been quiet all day. So is Walker. Here's Ethan Walker, Big East Player of the Year. Donahue. Walker feeding inside. Curtis saved. Colarusso popped into the air by Egan. And Egan comes away with it. Josh Egan, the senior. Ray trying to get away. Johnson all over him. The double team. And Scott Moore uses his final timeout.
These fans can sense it. Look at the smile. This team has experienced such playoff misfortune and close calls that even the most diehard Dane-trained fan may have had questions. Can we do it? They built their hopes up, and it looks like they're about to take that next step and get over the hump.
A program that has been on the ascent for some time now. 124 away from championship weekend. The Capital One player of the game, T.D. Irwin, stared down the greatest face-off man to play college lacrosse and did not blink.
The Dane train is right behind me, and they're chanting TD, TD. The undisputed champ of college lacrosse face-offs, Trevor Baptiste. The most incredible run we've seen at the position in the history of the sport. Well, there was a sophomore from Victor, New York, who came to play today with an epic performance, gentlemen.
TD's toughness, his fight, his relentlessness, the adjustments he was able to make. 50-50 split is a winning day if you're the underdog in that battle.
We thought going in, if he could win 40%, Albany had a really good chance to win. To be even, now this is Rocky against Apollo the first time, right? You don't necessarily have to win the fight. Go the distance.
His competitive spirit has stood out. Think about his background. We talked about it earlier. High school wrestler. He's lived on the island where it's me against you. He thrives in those situations.
And Trevor Baptiste, the greatest face-off man in the history of college lacrosse. A chance to be a 4-time All-American, a Tewaaraton Trophy finalist for the second consecutive year. What a career Baptiste has had. Won a championship as a freshman, and he'll finish with the highest career face-off win percentage of any player in college lacrosse. Joe Reed, that one hit off Colarusso and goes in 15-12. And we get one more look, Paul, at Baptiste and Erlin.
Split dodge right to left, right down. Hempstead Turnpike. No double team, just a little too passive. And Albany's splits are too tight there. What I mean by that is you're a midfielder. Get out and play the guy at 18, 17, 16 yards. You don't want to back in because when he beats you, it's hard to get the double team there in time.
As we take a look at this face-off with Greg the Beast. You know, T.D. Irwin struggled with Connor Mackey, a much bigger guy. What's impressed you the most since that Yale game, the adjustments he's made today to go against Trevor Baptiste, who outweighs him by about 40 pounds?
Insane maturity. You know, it's easy to just blame the refs, blame other people, your wings and stuff. but when you're in a game and you're having a great season like that, to actually stop and look at how you can continue to improve is astounding for a sophomore in college. He changed his stance, he made a couple tweaks, and on the whistle, he's driving around the ball, and that's how he's giving Trevor issues.
Yeah, let's not write the epilogue just yet.
No.
Right off the face-off, Colton McCaffrey. And with Baptiste at the X, Denver's not dead. Not yet.
Albany's got to take a better defensive posture on this face-off with their wings.
They're double pulling the wings.
And cut off transition. If you're TD, go slow here. Tie him up for as long as possible. Chew into that clock. The longer this face-off goes, the more you can sit there and spin and spin and spin, the better off you are. Denver needs 2 and 38.2 to tie it.
It's doable with Baptiste. Erlin tying up Baptiste. Erlin wins the rake. The Albany contingent cheering. Erlin, Tornadoes out of trouble. Fields has it with 20. Albany's just got to run out the clock. They can sense it on the Great Dane sideline. 10 seconds. Connor Fields heaves it in the air. The Dane train ships up to Boston.
Fuck yeah!
They suffered heartbreak at Hofstra 4 years ago. The quarterfinal was the obstacle for Albany in 3 of the last 4 years. Not this year. TD Erlin held his own against Trevor Baptiste, and Albany heads to championship weekend for the first time. Down to Paul.
Wow. Before we get into this entire team, the buildup of TD versus Trevor, what was that like for you to watch that?
He battled, unbelievable battle. Both of them, Trevor and TD. That was a great matchup. That was historic. Unbelievable battle.
You took over this program in the early 2000s. It's a SUNY school. No one believed you could take that program to championship weekend. Why did you believe that?
Right here, this is why. Look at all these people right here. This is why. Everybody's believed. Everybody bought in. There's a great group of people all the way down from Dr. McElroy and his wife Karen, who hired me back 18 years ago, to my boss Mark Benson right now, and everybody that's associated with our program.
After the last 4 disappointments on this stage, when that final whistle blew, what'd you feel?
It was just, I don't know. It's speechless, man. It was 13 seconds. We were just like, we're going, you know, we finally did it. So I'm just so proud of my group and how we battled today. We never fought, we never stopped fighting. Denver kept coming back. What a great game by them, but we really persevered.
Congrats to the Dane train.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The world of lacrosse is going to meet a unique cast of characters in Foxborough.
He told me before the game, we're going to play it hard, we're going to play it and have fun. Whatever happens, we're going to accept the outcome and move on. Kind of like Lyles and Miles and the Thompsons.